Incoming transmission from the future, Vancouver AI Community Meetup.
Okay, now one of my favorite parts of this is thanking the people that contribute. So how lucky are we that we get to hang out here? That we get to hang out in the Space Center, in the round room, that back deck, you know, between this building and the water, and I don't know if you had a chance. If you haven't had a chance to actually circumnavigate the building, just walk out the front door, hang a right or a left, walk all the way around, come back to the front. The flowers, the gardens, the grounds, the ocean. It's really a special place here. And I've got to spend a lot of time here over the last 9 months pulling these things together. But I just want to thank the Space Center. I want to thank their staff. You know, they believe in us. They're totally partnered and aligned. Lorraine Lowe, the executive director, came to me today. She wants to do an AI workshop for their staff in the very short term. They want to develop an AI policy. They want to figure out. She came to me today and she's like, AI is science and we're science. This is the future for us. And I was like, yeah, that's why we're here. That's why you said yes, isn't it? So she's totally hip to it. The thing about this whole, there's so much changing and it is so foundational and profound that everyone's kind of getting hip to it at a different speed. Sometimes our busy people with children, jobs, careers, tenured, they're like, no, I'm fine for a while. And then I've had Puma came up to me tonight, he's like, one by one, everything I've ever invested myself in learning and care about is possibly no longer a career opportunity for me in the future. And this is and Kevin, you guys know Kevin, he's gonna talk later. He feels a lot of us are dealing with, just the deep level on which this is gonna change many aspects of our lives. And while we're all optimistic, or many of us are optimistic, or we can see many things that excite us about this technology. There's a lot of things to stare squarely in the face and to not dismiss or to just often I give these keynotes about AI and I like to talk about people's fears first, to let them get out their concerns because I think they're real and they're valid and that talking about them allows us to descend into the deeper levels. But I always have to resist mansplaining them. That's not a real problem. Oh, don't worry about that. We've thought about that too. We're going to work it out. It's no, man, that's a fucking real fear. And you should hold on to that while also engaging in this exciting stuff over here. And so anyway, just to say that Lorraine's on her own page, coming up to speed, bringing us in. And I'm very, very grateful that she allows us to be here. She's another member that joined that Busse AI ecosystem board that I'm going to announce about later. So we've got the right folks helping out. Okay. So also I would like to thank many other sponsors that we have. Segev Law Firm is one of our primary financial sponsors. They give us $1,000 a month. That helps kind of round out the ends around here. And, Kevin gets a tiny little honorarium. Brittany gets a tiny little honorarium. It's not worth what they actually put in, but we're able to pay some people a little bit of money and we're moving in the direction of full financial power, and stuff. So Wanda, thank you for your help when you're able to. I appreciate you. Schwarzman family. We got Matthew Schwarzman and Eliza Schwarzman here tonight. Dimitri Schwarzman is one of our sponsors. They're going through a pretty tough time as a family right now, and I've been praying for them every night. And so just if you know Schwarzmans, reach out to them. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your involvement in our community. You guys are a big part of all this, and probably you'll find your way up here at some point. James Lester, you around? Come on up, bud. We're going to transition out of the thank the sponsors part. Michelle Diamond, my favorite photographer in the whole wide world. Seriously, if you need a nice headshot, you should tap her on the shoulder at some point tonight and be like, I would like a nice headshot. She'll hook you up. We're also going to be doing a Michelle Diamond mini portrait shoot at one of the next meetups, where if you bring $100, we'll put you in the little photo booth. Michelle will do a proper photo shoot with you in 10 minutes. A great chance. We all know the social media bots are hungry. James, are you coming or what? I'm not going to forget about you, bro. You're just making me talk longer while I wait for you to magically appear. Seriously, Michelle's amazing. There's a lot of media people that contribute to the awesomeness of the event. Thank you, Juan, for being here. Thank you, Victor, for being here. My buddy Anand, who's an artist, is here making photos as well. But there's something about having Michelle, I don't want to say it's not worth doing if you're not here. It's worth doing if you're not here, but it's so much better when you're here. Thank you. Thank you so much, yeah. James is both a sponsor, but he's also going to be the beginning of our community announcements section. I've known James for a couple years. I met him at Dave Olson, Uncle Weed's wedding in Japan. If you know, you know. James runs the Sons of Vancouver distillery on North Vancouver. They've been supplying us with Cosmos. Once a month, I get to go to James's beautiful little tasting room. I don't even know what to say. It's like you look for, in my life, I look for these like nooks and crannies where you feel welcome and have access and, you know, somebody knows your name. It's the cheers of, but he's got a beautiful tasting room at Sons of Vancouver. He's been supplying us with booze since the beginning of our events and making us nice Cosmos, which he makes himself. He's a passionate distiller. When I was living on Galliano during the pandemic, he came and visited me. We built a couple stills together. We harvested 100 pounds of blackberries. I made some blackberry moonshine. He's a great guy. But he's been with us for a long time. And just recently, Sons of Vancouver got their first whiskey into a bottle, a production bottle. And I don't think it's your first, but it's like your first mainstream product. I'm going to give you the mic at some point. You can clear up the record. But I've been watching him go to Kentucky tasting competitions. I've been watching him lead, like, I don't know what you call whiskey sommeliers, but I've been watching him lead like whiskey sommelier workshops inside of his studio. And I'm stoked, man. You have a whiskey in a bottle that's on the shelves and it's really exciting. I really appreciate your support. The one other thing I wanted to say is I give him a few free tickets every month in exchange for the booze. And one of the people he's brought into my life is Alvaro. Alvaro is one of the guys that he gives his free tickets to. And Alvaro keeps coming to my trainings. We're building a little side project together, and he's a great spirit animal of this community. And so thanks for giving your tickets to Alvaro. Alvaro, thanks for being awesome, being part of this community. And you got a minute or two.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Thank you, Chris. I am super lucky because I found what I really loved to do very early on. And I was talking to, Elaine, was it? Eileen, earlier today, that there are two things in my life that really bring me joy. I love finishing a day of work and being able to look at it and see what you did that day. So for me, building a house would be a wonderful thing. The other thing is I really like starting new projects. And so again, for me, if I were building a house, I would get to finish the house and I would start the next house, and this would be a really wonderful thing for me. And I found myself in this really creative space. I met Chris maybe in 2019 or something like that, and through that, meeting so many different people, Chris and I, we get into these conversations when he comes by once a month. Sometimes they're about creativity, and sometimes they're about business, and sometimes they're about I don't know, just life. And I've really been on this this kick lately of people starting new things. You know, there's not enough new in the world. And thank you, yeah. You know, it was something new it's so amazing, it's so vulnerable, it's so risky, but also at the same time, it's great to squash new things. Someone comes up with a new idea, it feels so good to be like, that's a bad idea. And then when it fails, you're a genius. I watched this documentary on the weekend about the Titan submarine that crashed. You know, there's it didn't crash at all. It's this genre of documentaries where you sit down for like an hour and a half and they just give you like this Chinese bullet train education on something very specific. And at the end of it, you're like, I can see that was a bad idea. Yeah, they were stupid. You know, and like the Chernobyl documentary, it's like the same thing. You learn how to build a nuclear reactor in like an hour. And new ideas are like this. It's so easy to be like, that's a bad idea. But even if it is a bad idea, so many times these little seeds of something that might be something, they turn into something great. And I thank Chris for this opportunity to get up here and say that, the next time someone presents an idea, think about it from this aspect. If it's a good idea or a bad idea, put that behind you. If you are in the position to execute that idea, and that was your job or that was your life's goal, how would you do it? Because even though it might be a bad idea, there still might be something great in there, a seed of something. And I've been trying to look at all sorts of new projects, or anytime I see something new, from the other perspective, where if my life depended on it, what is the most viable way to get, this business to profitability, or this idea to success, or maybe a new avenue of research or something to the successful goal. And along the way, there's going to be tremendous failures, but really it's the act of carrying on. It's that I spend a lot of time reading biographies of explorers or business owners or something like that. And the one thing that always comes up is the commonality of success is just people who don't give up. If you have two scales here. You have brilliance or intelligence, and you have persistence over here. You could eliminate brilliance or intelligence all the way down, and you would have someone successful who's very persistent. But if you had someone who was incredibly intelligent and you just started reducing persistence, it wouldn't take very long until things weren't getting done at all. Persistence, doggedness is the most important thing when we're pursuing these, and support, also support from other people. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's a wrap. Thank you very much for coming to Vancouver AI Meetup number 18. KK over and out. Pretty funny when all the richness is in the nuance of this whole community, guys. So James is a sponsor, and I want him to kick off the community announcements, and he said no 15 times and stared at his feet, and he resisted. I get him up here, and he fucking gives a TED talk. Thank you for making me look like an amazing curator of things, sir. All right, we got a couple other community announcements. Mark, come introduce your friend and tell us what's been going on at Creative Mornings, please. There's a couple other community announcements. Matthew Schwarzman, come hang out. If you've been talked to about community announcements or you need to talk, you wink at me over here. Try to keep it a little shorter.
Because, that's what I'm known for. You don't have to laugh that loud. So earlier today, I was helping Chris. I built that barbecue. At one point this afternoon, Chris was off buying meat, and I was hauling the big thing, and I was trying to get it on the thing, and I couldn't get it. It was so difficult. And I finally got it on there, and then I looked at the instructions and it said, "This requires 3 people. Do not attempt to do this by yourself. It's very heavy." I'm like, yeah. What am I supposed to do again? Oh yeah, I said I don't want to do it. I don't have anything to say. I don't need to talk to the crowd. Gustavo. I will say I'm the Creative Mornings guy. So speaking of sort of resilience and perseverance and what have you, years ago, some friends and I thought, wouldn't it be great if we had an excuse to get together and build community and human connection based on just the idea, the notion of creativity, that which we all possess, we all access, we all wrestle with. And 14 and a half years later, we have a massive, Patricia, what are we, 200?
Bro's been running a monthly event for 14 years without missing a month.
Yeah. And without charging a penny to anyone ever or taking a dime. I never took a dime. We're in 48 cities around the world in 70 countries with 2 million subscribers. So it's a big deal. So we do it the first Friday of every month. If you go to creativemornings.com and then track down Vancouver, and you'll see my picture. One of my volunteers, my head admin volunteer coordinator, Patricia, is right there. We would love you to come. It's great. So next month we have one of our original photographer videographers coming to talk about mentorship and how creativity and mentorship collide. Now, I also want to just shout out Chris, because I think that one thing that Chris does that we need to remind ourselves of and be aware of as we come and we enjoy this beautiful moment together is that where AI is a terrifying technology that we celebrate and freak out over, whatever, what Chris reminds us of, which I think is really important, is that we are not machines. We are not machines. It is the messy madness of the human lived experience that Chris reminds us of, that we need to be together. We need to cook some shit on a barbecue, and we need to actually press flesh. So kudos to Chris motherfucking Krug. And lastly, and specifically this Gustavo character. So I mentioned to Chris, I have this friend. He's made an intention to expand his network and meet new people, interesting people, people who might be interested in AI, people who might be interested in marketing, people who work in maybe the digital space. So my friend Gustavo is right there. Stand up. He's the guy with the name tag that says Gustavo. I want you all to go, and he's Brazilian. He's adorable. He's incredibly kind. He's smart as fuck. I want you to go and talk to Gustavo after. That's my ask for you, please. And if anybody needs access to Creative Mornings, if you get stuck on the wait list, just find me. Just talk to me.
That's brave of you, man. Wow. He's like, if you're stuck on the wait list the day before my event, just message me. I'm like, if you're my best friend and it's 24 hours before my event, please call me. Yeah, please call me in a couple days. I do not have the time at the moment. Thanks, Mark. Thank you, Gustavo, for coming, man. Are you enjoying yourself? Yeah, cool. Okay, so continuing with community announcements. Kemp, would you come up here for a sec? Liam, if you could come with Kemp, that'd be great. Noah, I don't know what you're getting up to with Professor P next week, but if you want to come talk about it yeah. Schwarzman, please join me right here. Noah, are you going to do anything? You're welcome to if you want. Yeah. Where's Liam? Yeah, cool. I just want to make sure. Yeah. Schwarzman, you take the mic. You guys know we've been running the Surrey AI community meetups. Where's Riv? Yeah, there we go. These two guys came to me like 5 months ago. They came to Kevin and I, actually. They took us out for lunch. They're like, we love what you're doing. We can't always make it to the city. We'd like to take that and run it at the Surrey Legion Hall for our people. And so we've been doing that for the last 4 months, and it's really sweet. They take the best of what is here. They leave the shit they don't like behind. They invent some new stuff. It's great. Where's that chuckle? That is a nice man who I met recently at the Surrey AI. Thank you for coming, sir. 1 minute maximum. What's been going on in Surrey?
Thanks, Chris. I'm Riv. And so Surrey has, like you said, takes the best from here, leaves the crap. Just kidding. We're really creating this really cool community out there where people who, the long commute to getting out here is the reason we really got behind this and built this out. And it's been such a great community. We get to have circle talks, which has been a really cool thing that we get to do. People will come up on the stage area, and we kind of talk about what's going on in AI, the ethics, and so much more. And it's been such a great community growth. This last one, the fourth one we just had, I think we almost doubled the amount of people we have every month. So that's been really awesome.
You gotta be careful about doubling here.
Yes, I gotta be careful with that.
I want to rock the mic for a second. Yeah. So this whole thing started in my studio across town 18 months ago. And when it was small, when it was 90 of us, it was like a little bit more free flowing. There weren't mics and there weren't cameras, and we just kind of like got to go with the spirit. And these guys both came to me and said that's part of what they liked about these events, was that the spirit could move. So when he's like, yo, we get to do circle time, what he means is there's a chance for everybody to talk. We get around, we share our hopes and fears and dreams and companies and stuff like that. And that's a big part of what, in fact, I ain't gonna say I like it more than this event, because obviously this is like my heart, and I love it, a lot of you individually, and this means so much to me. But I get nourished, I get my cup filled at your event. We're here, I'm putting my energy out. When I leave your event, my cup is full. And I really appreciate you guys doing it.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for that. Yeah. So we meet at the
Hall number 8.
yes, and for tonight, Legion Hall number 8 is in South Surrey. Yes.
You can join our Luma thing, and you'll get his invites as well.
Yes, 33% off to everyone in this room. Vancouver AI is the coupon code, and we'll make sure of that. And yes, Schwarzman's going to rock the mic now.
Gosh, okay. Surrey AI event is great. My name is Matthew Schwarzman. Many have very familiar faces, lots of you guys. Sure. I run a podcast. I'm in sales.
You interviewed all the most interesting people in Vancouver?
Something along those lines, and still keep interviewing. Had some amazing people on, and it's awesome. But I do want to talk about his non-existent beard no more. It's you know when you look at someone and you recognize them, and then just half their face disappears, and you don't know who the heck they are anymore. So, but anyhow, yeah, come to our Surrey. Thank you so much for coming here. Chris is a big help for the Surrey AI event. That's why we started it. And yeah, come check us out. And yeah, sweet.
Thank you. Like I said, Matthew is connected to Dimitri. Matthew and Dimitri are connected to Eliza. Eliza brought a few of her friends. Eliza is an entrepreneur with a cosmetics company that's using AI, part of this whole scene. So thanks so much for coming. You guys come on out, come hang out. This is Keer Doodle Edmonds. He's one of my best friends in the whole wide world. I've known him for like 20 years. We got to know each other when he was starting up the education program at Hootsuite back in the day. This is his son, Liam. When I first met Kemp back in the day, Liam was unimagined. And now look at him. Now look at him. We've got like a sci-fi hacker nerd here with serious geek chops. So anyway, Kemp's helped me since the beginning. He's a bit of the operations behind the scenes thing. He's a guy that I can call all the time, helps out a lot, and brought his son tonight. And just wanted you guys to introduce yourself. Say what you're into these days. What's going on?
Well, I'm into painting my home for my partner who wants it to be bright and beautiful. Going back to the old school stuff that we often do. Also, my wonderful son has graduated elementary school, which is very exciting. He's extremely nervous and mildly embarrassed to be standing here on stage. But
I can embarrass him in a way that you can. Hey, what's up, Liam?
What's up?
How's it going?
It's going great.
Have you had fun tonight?
Yeah, so far, yeah.
What are you into these days? Roblox?
Sure.
Minecraft?
Yeah.
Which one more?
Roblox, sure.
Yeah, Roblox. Let's step out here. Let's step out here for a second. Have you been messing with AI?
Yeah, I have, actually.
Dad or on your own?
Mostly on my own.
What kind of stuff?
I do some coding with AI, mostly. Yeah.
Those people are clapping for you. You do some coding with AI?
I do, yeah. Tell me more. So I just started this new project where I log my dreams and then I turn them into games. Yeah.
Oh yeah? How do you do that, Liam?
So I will wake up, and if I remember a dream, I'll write it down, and then I'll write down some assets that I might need, and then I'll ask AI to maybe write some scripts or to maybe make it more fleshed out.
What kind of assets might you need to have AI help you with your dreams?
Well, sometimes I'll dream about maybe I'm at a friend's house, and I'll describe the friend's house, and then I'll make up some assets for that.
Cool, man. Thank you for coming here tonight. Thank you for hanging out with us. I have that picture he drew for me after we came back from Japan on my fridge to this very day, bro.
yes, actually, one of my favorite pictures is actually Chris holding Liam. Liam is like 3 months old, maybe? And Chris is with his curly beard and everything and the little baby. Anyway, time passes way faster than we think and so much is happening. So I'm very grateful that I was able to help Chris at the beginning of this. And I really want to acknowledge all the people who took the torch after that and really made it so much more. Kevin, Brittany, everybody else, our wonderful bartendress who has been here since... Alex, thank you.
Are you a small or a medium?
Probably small.
Yo, James Lester who was up here from Sons of Vancouver. I gave him one of these shirts. We got these really cool tie-dye shirts, handmade one by one. And I was showing him these shirts, and he's like, "Who made them?" And I'm like, "Cheddar, Grateful Ched." And he's like, "Oh my God, I walk my dog out every day past this alley where he does all this graffiti." So there's this East Van guy, Dave Olson would be proud. We do these one-off, hold this mic for me in front of my face. We do these like one-off tie-dye shirts. Unfortunately, they cost like $100 a piece because they're one-offs. But do you like one? You said small?
Yeah, probably.
That's one option. There's one other small here somewhere. Anyway, you track them down. You take that one for now. You trade it in the store. You don't like it. Thanks for being here, bro. Thank you, Keer Doodle. You got anything else to say before you go? Where can we find you online?
I don't know.
Do you have anything online that's public that, like, how old are you?
12.
So 13 is the age that you start letting them, what?
He's in control of his own online identity. He's pretty smart about it.
So do you have one that you're willing to share with people in public, or would you rather have us wait?
I'll have you wait.
All right, man. Thank you, Liam. Okay. Thank you, Noah. Come on up. So, Penfather, you're welcome to come up too.
Hey everyone, I didn't expect to come up, so I'm not having too prepared, and it's not. And I don't have anything nearly as cool as like mapping my dreams into video games, but I do get to play around with AI as part of my work. I'm director of technology operations and innovation over at Arc'teryx, and what's really cool about working there is, especially in the technology leadership, there's a lot of deep understanding of what impact AI can have and is going to have at working everywhere and anywhere. And one of the things that I've been asked to do is help with change management and just generally, how can we help people navigate and be excited about their work and be excited about how this change that's coming? There's a lot of fear, but then there's also this huge opportunity to embrace, enthusiasm, to empower people to go faster and farther and do more. So there was an article that came out in the New York Times a couple of weeks ago, and it was talking about the changes that AI is going to have in the office and work. And the good part about that is a bunch of the really senior people read this and would go, "This is a big deal." And it's like, "Thank you, we've been telling you this for a while." But then on the flip side of that, I would say that the content of the article had a lot of holes to poke in it and didn't really grasp just the depth of that impact. And so, my leadership and CTO came to me and said, "Noah, I want you to get together a few people and just sit down and kind of hash out, call it like a minority report to this. Put together a conversation that has this idea. How will AI..."
The photographer says this is the sweet spot.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So, how will AI impact people in the workforce, and how can we help people be excited about that, and how can we lead that change? So Patrick's going to join me on this. I'm looking for a couple more people to join. We're going to have like a My Dinner with Andre, except it'll be like My Dinner with AI. And we're going to get together and just talk about it. I'll use that information to help write a little article. And I'm happy to share the results of that back with this community as well. And then, so come find me if you see me walking around. My name's Noah Brun. If you Google me, or I'm also on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I'm going to take a little crack at it here too. So Noah Brun, as he said, runs a technology department at Arc'teryx. He's worked with many of you here in this room, from Lionel, Patrick Penfather, and myself. He has the ears of the executive management of Arc'teryx, and he's in charge of change management. And he's organizing all sorts of things. Last year, he took a creative AI demo thing on the road around all the different Arc'teryx studios, and just started to inform them about like things that like people are scared about. People are scared about in the creative department. If I tell the boss I'm using AI, do I get fired or do I get a raise? I'm not sure. And it depends on your environment.
One of the things I've done is put together like a responsible AI handbook, and I've been just pushing that, and really like, it was the first time that people had read something that said that AI is something they're encouraged to use, that they're expected to use. Here are the third rails, but here's how to ride the train. And I really wanted to get people excited in seeing that, because if all you do is say, "This is dangerous, don't touch it, you can get in trouble," then everyone's going to back away, and you're going to stifle your most creative and enthusiatic people. So this is what we're trying to do here. And
Yours will work in a second, Patrick. Well, actually, it turns out too, what you'll do is encourage shadow AI use inside your organization. So if you're not being proactive and leading on the AI game, your employees, your best employees, are still going to be accessing these technologies, but they're going to be outside of your like purview, outside of your ability to really gain the knowledge from that kind of stuff, and like essentially making them like a second-class citizen in your organization.
Yeah, and what happens when you hire a whole bunch of curious, creative people is that if there's a tool out there they want to use, they're going to use it. And so the best we can do is show them how to use it safely and give them great tools to use. And one of the things we want to do is show that power. So love to continue that conversation. You'll see me around, and we'll go from there. Oh, there you go.
I don't know, maybe this one works too.
Hello?
Thank you for mentioning my name. I had a song prepared.
Ladies and gentlemen, I prepared this song in case I was asked to speak.
You just made this
tonight. I likely won't be, but just in case, I've got nothing to say.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Noah. It only seems like mayhem. We definitely have a plan. We're going somewhere. We rehearsed this, actually. You wouldn't believe it, but would you like me to switch?
No, you're good.
Okay. Apparently, if you're taking the stage tonight, stand right here. Michelle Diamond says stand right here. Yeah. Come on up. Okay.
Check.
Loki and Shane had to leave, and so I'm gonna plug them, leading right into you. So one of the coolest things, don't go nowhere. Please come stand next to me. One of the coolest things about this community has been that all sorts of stuff has sprung up alongside it. And we talked to you earlier about how Riv and Matthew came to us and were like, yo, we want to do a thing. Out of that has come like a education subgroup, an ethics subgroup. The most thriving, amazing subgroup I've seen from this whole community is the mind, AI, and consciousness one. These guys are going, y'all are going nuts. Tanya, will you come hang out here if you don't mind, and maybe just say like 30 seconds impromptu about what's going on in Mac for a second, if you're still here, Tanya? Thank you. Come on up, if you don't mind. If not, I'll do it. So Kevin and I have been collaborators for a long time. We built all sorts of different interesting things. We're doing a video blog podcast. Some of you guys have been seeing roll out lately. But he came to me recently. He's like, I want to throw a subgroup together too. Talk to me about the AI Film Club, sir.
Yeah, it is. It is a monumental time in film, as everyone can appreciate here in your own universes as well. It's certainly happening in film right now. So bearing that in mind, seeing the pace of change and not just in the business models, but in the very technologies, it's not a hyperbole to say it's changing by the second. There are new models coming out daily and sometimes several times daily. So having community in that is vitally important. I really feel we can all experiment within our own silos, but if we're not augmenting the LinkedIn or X or whichever vessels that you're getting your information through with in-person community, what are we doing? And how can we bring a human front to this new frontier of film and creativity? So that's where Chris and I started to conspire, along with Patrick at UBC, to bring a community standpoint to film as well. Okay. Is this better? Yeah. Okay. Hi.
I'll just pretend I'm Mr. Pixel.
Yeah, you do that. Yeah. Now you got to be in the union, Chris. Sorry. So yeah, getting people together in community in film is really important. And that means, the whole swath of creators, whether you've been, working in the periphery of Hollywood for a long time in Hollywood North, or if you're just really curious about like how to get your passionate storytelling ideas out with the best technologies, and hopefully with a few other people to come along with you on the prompting journey. Let's see what we can do together. So in August, date to be determined, and quite likely at UBC at our super secret bunker green screen studio that Patrick has kindly set up for us.
Patrick got Pixel Wizard a secret studio at UBC.
Yeah, which has been amazing. And yeah, sometime in August, date to be determined. Come hit us up. We'll get a little get together going, and we'll do that on a monthly basis because the rate of change really requires community to be in constant contact. So let's do this.
Josh Mickey, if you're here, I would love for you to be a part of this thing from the ground level. We're just going to throw together a notion, and we're going to throw together What was the other? A group chat. So we're gonna have the group chat in the Notion starting the next week. We're gonna have our first event in the next couple months. If you're into film, I've been dreaming of having an AI sci-fi film festival. Since I learned about AI, I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but thank God Isaac Asimov exists. We can go read literature and watch old films. And this can be the lens through which maybe we have a clue what's going on in the whole wide world. So when Kevin came to me, is like, I want to do AI Film Club, I said, can I do AI Sci-Fi Film Festival? And he said yes, and we became partners. So let's do it, bro. Tanya is a major contributor to our Mind, AI, and Consciousness group. I don't know how you would even give people a window into it in 30 seconds. So just give there's some magic going on there. There's some interesting philosophical deep shit.
I think there's some I think my name's Tanya. I'm very new to this community. I'm very excited to be part of it. I think in the MAC group, what's incredibly important is it's about thinking about what it means to be a human being in a time when we're really going into the most disruptive paradigm ever in terms of human history. So what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be in community? And also, what does it mean for us as a species on this planet? And thinking really deeply about also, are we machines? Are we not machines? Are we something beyond our even understanding? I think one of the most beautiful things about that group is we ask the big questions or the hard problem questions and try to look at them from different angles and really take the time to sit with hard questions, not only in community, but also when we leave and go back and have our, very well and very thoroughly researched, resources that are given to the group to consider, whether they're YouTube videos, whether they're books, whether they're white papers. And Loki is phenomenal in terms of putting together a whole plethora of different intelligent, contributions of humanity to think about when it comes to your mind, your spirit, your consciousness. What does it mean? What does it mean for AI? What's happening with AI? Is AI evolving? Is it not? And those conversations are so important right now because we are at a moment, in my opinion, in human history that is unlike any other. And they are the pinning conversations that will guide us through this major turn in understanding what it means to be a human being. So I encourage everyone to think about coming because I think it really helps us, stay connected to our humanity and also stay connected to one another in a time when we need that more than ever. So
I'll tell you here in 1 second, actually. So this group's all loosey-goosey. Everybody's welcome. Come if you want to come. Mac is not. You have to do the reading. You have to say you did the reading, commit to being a full participant in the group. Whereas in our bigger group here, we allow lurkers. You're allowed to be just you can be along for the ride. This one's not along for the ride. This is 20 of us who are going deep together. And we hold each other accountable. We ask each other tough questions.
Different and opposing, and that's the other thing is very opposing perspectives, right? Also of, what does it mean in terms of the evolution of AI and having to create space. And I think this is also very important. We create echo chambers so easily within social media, within the digital age, where we create spaces where we feel protected in our ideas and our perspectives about what it means, in our lives.
So we're very consciously not doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we need more of that now in order for us to continue to be diverse in our experiences, our understandings, our perspectives, because we're coming into such an unknown, uncertain time.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Hang out for one more sec, because I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth next. But Loki's a bit of a drill sergeant. In fact, he's the guy, the studly fucking Nordic Viking who was here earlier, who's off teaching his sword fighting class right now. He had to leave before I gave him a chance to talk, because every Wednesday night he leads a Krabi Kabong Thai sword fighting class. Did you know that about him? That's why he's such a stud. Yeah, he's amazing. So he runs his group different than we run this one in particular. You got to be there on time. You got to do the reading. You got to double, triple opt into the fact that you actually did that. If you come to a couple sessions, you're expected to lead one in the end. So just want to say there's room for everybody on our little lifeboat here. You can either make a new group, come to the main thing, eat the dinner, participate in building something like Mac, anything you want.
Yeah, no, and I would say that's what's so beautiful about this is that it is diverse in diversity, and like that's that echo, right? That beautiful spiral. And I think too, what's really exciting about Mac is it's an opportunity dependent. It doesn't depend on your background or what your area of expertise is or your passion, because we all are fundamentally human beings.
So, sir, to answer your question, tomorrow night we meet, but you would have had to get in a month ago. What? So we run a WhatsApp group. Say it one more time, please. 3 chairs left. Yeah, but if you're a part of the group and you've done the reading, there's 3 seats left for tomorrow night. Sir, we run a WhatsApp group. A lot of us are involved. I can't quite see, but if you want to talk, come hang out for one quick sec, but keep it short. Since I can't see who you are, I don't. Okay, yeah, so we run a WhatsApp group. This whole wide room runs a WhatsApp group that many of us are part of. One of the sub-channels of that is Mind, AI, and Consciousness. Ask me or Tanya or Kevin. One of the nodes of this community will get you in the WhatsApp group. We just try to make sure that we know everybody. So this is a chance for me to say some stuff that's on my mind. I run the WhatsApp group admissions part with a tight grip. I make sure that I at least know everybody's first name, last name. They've sent me the link and we had a quick conversation. It's just because the value is so high right now. The noise to signal ratio is so high that I'm just very protective of you all and this connection we have. So everyone is welcome. No one's ever been declined. I just asked them to walk through the steps of just like reach out, tell me who your friend is. I'll invite them on in. So we run a WhatsApp. There's a sub channel on the WhatsApp. It's all very inclusive. Also, bc-ai.net. bc-ai.net is our website, and there's leads into all this stuff from there. It's not like the best website in the whole world, but there's on-ramps into everything from there.
Yeah, and you can get into the previous Mac study sessions, also the resources, like everything's very, very well put together that way, so.
So those of you who are keeping track of time here tonight will be happy to hear that I'm canceling my keynote officially. Thank you, Tanya.